So imagine someone saying, hey, you called me a racial slur, and your answer is, well, I'm not really guilty of that, but we need to listen and we need to believe them. Yeah, right. What makes this even worse is that people representing Warner, people representing Marvel, they're sounding off on it. They're saying things like, this is absolutely appalling. Somebody needs to be fired for it. Yeah, this is what happens when an industry, it stops making products and it starts making drama. No wonder this stuff, it's failing. Oh, fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. So today I'm going to put on my disguise. Why? Because I am absolutely embarrassed for these people. Today, yep, I'm that parasol Gary. Shh, it's a secret. So our story today comes to us straight from Twitter. And if you ever need an example of why the comic book industry needs everyone to be fired from it, it's right here. I mean, totally right here. Seriously, this is what happens when you stop focusing on professionalism and products, and you start fixating on drama. This kind of stuff, it will get your foot in the door, sure. All you got to do is accuse someone of sexism, of racism, of predatory practices. And yeah, I mean, burn their lives down. That's all it takes. And it works, too. It works really well. So it starts out with saying, I've been afraid to tell this story for Backlash for years, but here goes. Frank Gogol tags him in to called me a racial slur in 2018 NYCC BarCon. The experience was among many of the negative experiences of BarCon. At the time, I was told he was a big deal in comics by our mutual friend. Now, that is a 100% fabrication, by the way. This guy, he has never been a big deal in comic books. You can see everything that he has ever created within comic books right here. In fact, this guy tells you in his response that not only is he not a big name, he's never been a big name or been well connected, but at the time of the events in question, I had not yet published my first book in print, nor had I worked with any publishers. That makes this really suspect, doesn't it? So our tale continues by saying that this person was legitimately scared to talk about what happened, but after talking to a few mutuals, I learned that predatory con practices are a pattern. So here's the tea. Here's your story. I met him through a mutual friend. As soon as he walked up, he was giving me openly disgusted looks, talking over me. I asked my friend what his deal was, told the two women in my party what was happening. No big deal. I was there for a friend. We go to dinner after meeting up. He gets drunk and loud, centering himself so much that we got quiet. He began complimenting my two friends about how hot they were. I was pretty singled out, but whatever. It makes sense considering all the staring he was doing all night. My friend says that she thinks I'm hot. A fact. Gogol then says, I don't know why people think that black women are attractive. He goes on to make a quote-unquote joke about how black people look. I won't give it air. I shoot up from my chair, ready to curse this man out, but think better of it. I step outside, pace the sidewalk enraged. I'm trying to work in this industry. I was invited to Webtoons that night. I wanted to pitch them, but what if this quote-unquote big deal messed it up? The industry is predominantly white men, and the comics are a 6 degrees industry, but the audacity of Gogol to be openly racist and an entitled prick needs to be checked. My friend comes out to remind me that he's a big deal. My career would be over. I listened to her, and I left. So then they go on. They go on to say that the next day they learned firsthand he had cheated on his gorgeous fiancée with a friend. I heard again that evening when hanging out with other comic friends. I said nothing. I could only assume they heard it from him. Then in walks his friend from last night. So basically, the friend supposedly apologizes, saying that the dude, he's just racist when he gets drunk. They don't like that at all. And they say he wanted to come on to my show to talk about his new product. Yeah, basically forget him. So they make a stand against him. They talk trash about it. And look at all these folks. Again, you have people that represent the industry, people working with one of the big two, sometimes working with many companies out there, hiring, doing other things. They're ready to destroy this guy simply because. Now, this guy's response, it 110% infuriates me. Not just because of the way that he responds, but also because the industry, it promotes this fear in people. This is a gospel of fear being preached. You can see that. He wants to deny it, but look at how he goes about it. First and foremost, I wanted to say that when women, people of color, LGBTQIA+ folks, and other marginalized people speak up, it is vital that we listen to and believe them. I'm grateful to see such a strong showing of support for someone who is coming forward with their story. In this case, unfortunately, as the allegations being presented are against me, I must respond. So you see how he presents that there. We need to listen and believe. We need to show solidarity and support. I'm proud that people are doing that. But since this is about me, I need to respond to it. Why? Because I'm going to say that this is wrong. So he goes through his story of that night. He says, yeah, I was actually around that group of folks. However, when we were there, I don't think I said anything beyond hello. I actually felt blindsided when this came up too. Also deeply concerned though, because I might have unknowingly acted inappropriately and deeply hurt another person. That wouldn't be okay. So I reached out to a bunch of other people to see if I had ever been inappropriate in any other way. All of those folks, they told me that I hadn't been. And here's when you finally get to your denial. To be clear, I categorically deny the accusations that I used a racial slur or any other slur against any other people, or that I treat women around me ever misogynistically. Despite adamantly denying any wrongdoing, this person, they do the one thing that you never ever do. They apologize. They say, even though our accounts of that evening differed to the extreme, it's unquestionable that the person presenting these allegations walked away from that encounter deeply hurt. And for that, I am sorry. Even if I unintentionally caused someone pain, that makes me feel ashamed. If this person, they would like to contact me, tell me about what's going on, help me understand their side of things, that would be welcome. None of this here. They are preying on you. They are trying to ruin you. They will ruin other people. If it's a false accusation, they're a victimizer. They are not a victim. Need to treat them as such. Again, this is the problem with the comic book industry. A gospel of fear has been instilled in people. They buy into it. And yeah, Marvel, Warner, all these places, they back that. And that's got to change. But anyway, let me know what you think about this stuff. As always, too, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Yeah, this stuff, it irritates me. I swear so much. If you want to help out the channel in different ways, links in the description. Definitely check those out. But you being here, that matters. So thank you. I appreciate you. And I'm going to end here saying see you soon.